unmute us. Hello, world. Welcome to another session of Rise of the Runelords. Session number 5. I'm excited to dive back in. For anybody who's watching that doesn't know, we're all on a server called Fellowship of the Tables. You will periodically see a bot, if it's doing what it should do, send out an invite in the chat. Also, ask at any point for an invitation by doing !Discord, just like that. There are lots of games going on in our Discord all week long. Lenogen runs a bunch of them. Broken Milk plays in several others, and it's a grand old time. Lots of D&D and other systems going on. So come check it out. Let's see what else. What other stream announcements? Continue to watch Twitter for announcements about this stream. If we're ever canceling for some reason, I will put information up there. You can follow at Fellowship OTT for details there. Also coming soon, I am hoping this week to upload the videos of past streams for Rise of the Runelords. I just did it last week for the other campaign that I'm running. Do it this week. I did somehow, in the process of figuring out how best to download videos from Twitch and transfer them to YouTube, I did lose one episode by accident. I'm not very good with computers, even though I do them for a living. I say it happens. So I think it's like session 1 or session 2 that is going to just be missing. Sorry about that. But hopefully the rest will be up on YouTube later this week. So you can search on YouTube for the channel called Fellowship of the Tables and check it out there. With that, I think it's time to dive in. So, as always, I will start with let's see, this week it would be a D3. We are missing our Tabaxi Warlock tonight, unfortunately. Speedy had a deadline that he was unable to get out of and couldn't be here tonight. And what just happened? Told Roll20 to roll and it didn't roll.
It's that quantum rolling.
Oh god, it's gaining sentience.
Well,
It's chasing something shiny.
This is not a good start. Let's see. I reload the page. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm typing the command wrong. / roll, not ! roll. Okay. TikTok. This will be interesting because Jolene just said I don't know where my notes are. Did you find them?
Yeah, I found them.
Okay. Nice.
I don't know how good they are, but I found them.
All right. So, would you give us a recap of last week's events?
Let's see. What I remember. I remember we went to talk to the sheriff. After some exchange with Miyoko. I don't know. I can't say her name. The bartender.
Ameko.
Ameko. And finding out a little bit more about her dad and that whole thing. We went and talked to the sheriff to get more details on the fire. found out about a serial murder that happened a month prior.
Not a month. This was 5 years ago.
Well, a month prior to the fire.
Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Went and investigated where that all came to a head at Chopper Island. Found out about that he had 25 victims. He was collecting tongues and eyes. We put it all together. We kind of figured out, I think we figured out what god the shrine was to. Uh, then, last thing I remember is our Tabaxian friend getting drug off by some guy at the theater.
Yes, you were all on your way to. I forget where you were heading. But you were accosted by a gregarious dwarf who introduced himself as Volioker Bristlebeard. He is a big fan of the town's theater, and he is quite insistent, especially on hearing more about your tales of bravery. He's quite insistent that you all need to accompany him to go and speak with Sirdak, who runs the local playhouse, and he wants you all to participate in some reenactment of those events for him. However, we're not going to pick up there. As we kind of fade into the scene for the night, we have a new player tonight. Broken Milk has joined the campaign, and so Broken Milk, we are picking up. Go to this week's notes, not last week's notes. That would help. Kavisk, you have just had a chat with the first mate on your ship, by the name of Vat, and Vat has broken some sad news to you, and you have gathered your things and made your way to shore. And the first thing that you see on coming to shore is a tavern. This particular tavern is known as the Hagfish. There's a worn sign hanging over it with very crudely drawn, ugly picture of a fish.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah. So as you're stepping into this tavern, why don't you give us a description of? Am I saying it right? Kavisk?
Yeah, Kivisk.
Kivisk. Okay.
Kivisk is first and foremost a kobold. She is she's short, but she's she's short even for a kobold. She's very small. She has bronze scales, yellow eyes, and she has very, very bouncy kind of way she holds herself. But yeah, right now she's just wearing pretty simple clothing. Just kind of has all her stuff in a bag over her shoulder. That's Kivisk.
Okay. And you enter the Hagfish, and there are a lot of it. It's clear at first entrance that there are a lot of seafaring folk here. This seems to be the kind of tavern where you go to drink and hang out with other folks of the sea. Not so much for the fine dining. You see people sitting around. There's a few playing checkers. There's a small crowd gathered around a table playing looks to be some kind of a dice game. There's a number of people. You see behind the bar is standing a rather tall human. I'm trying to find a picture of him. Here he is. Short cropped black hair. Very tall and great big jaw. He's standing behind the bar, and up hanging also behind the bar, but up clearly on display, you see a big glass fish tank with gross looking like brownish greenish water, and there's clearly something swimming around in it. You're seeing the motion of the water go back and forth occasionally. There's a sign under the tank that says Nora, and there's right next to it. There's a leather pouch nailed to the wall that seems to be bulging with coins in it. As you enter, the man behind the bar, he says, "Welcome, traveler. Welcome to the Hagfish. Pull up a chair. What can I get you?"
She very quickly hops up onto a chair, and then she gestures towards the fish tank. Who's Nora?
Nora's our hagfish, of course. She's how this place got the name.
Oh,
Longest,
what are the coins for?
longest living fish ever to be seen in the Varisian Gulf. The coins. Wow, that's a bit of a challenge. If you put in a silver piece of cake, you can win all the silver pieces that are in there. All you gotta do, and he reaches under the counter and pulls out like a pewter mug, dips it into the water, and sets it down on the bar. Drink that. You can win all the silver that's in that pouch.
Oh. She licks her lips, kind of amps herself up, rolls her shoulders, and then she's going to attempt to down that.
You can see from the look on his eyes, he was not really expecting you to take him up on it. But okay, go for it. And this pewter mug is probably like just about the size of your head. It's a big old mug.
Very filling.
Yeah, all right. So you grab it, and you start chugging. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. An 11.
Uh-oh.
That is not quite enough. You start to kind of sputter and cough. This is some putrid stuff. Like you can smell just the musk and like mud and nastiness wafting off of this. If you want to keep going.
She kind of like shakes her head and like spats it out back into the mug, and she's like, you know what? Silver, not worth it today.
No worries. Bigger, stronger people than you have tried and failed to drink this stuff.
She looks at him. She looks back at the mug. Wait a second. Where did you get this?
You saw him dip it into the fish tank.
Oh, the fish tank.
Yeah,
Okay. Don't you know the myth, the legend about what hags fish water?
What legend would that be?
It's cursed. And then she casts shape water and just yeah, she's just gonna like change the flow and make it flow right up at him.
All right, let's so yeah, the water just like splashes up into his face. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, and she just starts laughing, just very loudly.
Yeah, it drenches his face, and it's just like dripping off, and he just has this completely startled expression on his face, and then behind you, you just hear everybody starts to applaud and laugh, and there is there's a half orc who was at one of the gaming tables, and he goes, "Her next one's on me." And the bartender grabs a towel and kind of wipes his face and goes, "You know what? I like you. You got some spunk. What do you have?"
Yeah, she'll take that half orc's offer. She'll get herself a nice drink.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna bring you an ale. And yes, as Hawkeye says, welcome to Sandpoint. So with this, we're going to cut back to the other four of you. I can count, yeah. So this Volioker has grabbed Kale by the arm and is just kind of practically dragging him down the street and heading towards Sandpoint Theater. And all of a sudden Kale he kind of you see his head like spin around and look back at the other three of you, and he goes, "I gotta go, bye," and he darts off and down an alley, breaks hold of Volioker's grip, and just darts away.
Well, where in tarnation is that cat running off to?
Volioker turns and looks at the three of you. "Oh, was it something I said?"
I don't know. That guy gets kind of a wild hair every once in a while and just runs off. Don't know what he's doing. He just runs off and then he rejoins us again.
Maybe he went looking for those rats.
Well, I can guarantee you it's not rats he's gonna find.
You do know what they say about curiosity in cats.
Volioker kind of gestures down the road. Should we just go on without him then?
Maybe we should do this another time.
Uh, if you wish. He seems very flustered.
I would hate to tell the story or try to do it reenactment without all of the heroes.
You make a very good point. Very well. You know what? I'll just I'll head on down and tell Sirdak that you'll stop by sometime whenever it's convenient for y'all.
Yeah, we'll come by at our earliest convenience.
Very good, very good. And well, if you ever have any need of a lock for all the treasure that I'm sure you adventurers are raking in, then come on by my shop. And he tells you where his locksmith shop is, which is definitely on this map. Okay. Do all right. I'll find it later, and but you now know where Volioker's locksmith shop is. I'm sure I'm looking right at it on the map, and oh, there it is. It is right here. Next to the garrison. So, where would you all like to go?
We don't go to the orphanage until tomorrow, right?
Right, you are set to go to
The
the
school in the
academy
morning.
first thing, and then off boar hunting with
Boris.
no. How am I not remembering? Wow, I'm blanking on his name. Foxglove, Aldrin Foxglove. So that is all the following morning. And right now it's about dinner time. So you all think about where you would like to go next. And we will cut back to the hagfish. Kivisk, you are drinking your ale, and the half orc who bought it for you comes over and sits down at the on the stool next to you, and he says, "So, come here often?"
She laughs. I'm afraid not. Yeah, I just landed here.
The bartender looks to the half orc, and he says, "Now, Gorvy, you behave yourself. And the half orc just kind of like puts his hands up, like, "Hey, I'm just making conversation here." And yeah, there's a picture of Gorvy. And the bartender says, "Right, fine. Just make sure that's all you're doing." And Gorvy says, "Back off, Jargy." And the bartender just kind of shakes his head and goes back to wiping down a glass. So Gorvy turns back to you, Kivisk, and says, "Just landed, eh? What type of ship were you on?"
Oh, only the best. A kobold ship. Bronze Dragon's Pride.
Very nice. And did you haul cargo? Passenger ship?
Oh, we do whatever we need to for. Oh God, wait, let me look at my character sheet.
New character, who dis?
For Jenkamidis. Just whatever he asks us to do.
Very nice. Well, welcome to Sandpoint. How long you here for?
Oh, indetermined. Just however long I need to.
Alright, well, welcome to Sandpoint, and, bad things been happening in the town, so if you need a tour guide that can keep you safe around town, I'm happy to escort you. I know every alley and every corner of this town.
I'm sure you do. What price are you asking? That sounds like a good service.
He says, "My only price is the pleasure of your company."
She grins and maybe wags her tail a little bit. All right then. I'll take this ale to go.
Right. And Jargy, the barkeep, he yeah, I think he kind of gives you like a warning look. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, he's clearly not he's like trying to communicate with his eyes like it's a bad idea to leave with this guy. But he doesn't want to outright say it.
So, Gorvy, I don't want to forget about this glass and leave it somewhere in the street. Maybe we should talk here, and then you can take me on the tour. So what ship are you off of?
Ship? No, not me. I'm stuck on land. Not much one for boats.
Oh, do you have a crew of any sorts then?
He says, my crew are a bunch of nincompoops and ne'er-do-wells that keep the streets of Sandpoint clean. We're the sort of the garbage collectors of the town, if you will.
She holds her ale in her mouth a little long because she's trying to think of a response. So how many of you? How many are there in your little garbage collector crew.
He shrugs. 2 dozen or so.
Ah, she's kind of gradually realizing that she was pretty confident before that she could take him on if he tried to jump her on the tour, but hearing that, she's kind of looking back towards the bartender.
The bartender, he says, you know, if you're looking for someone to keep you safe from the recent goblin attacks, I hear there's a bunch of new heroes in town. You could look them up. And Gorvy says, yeah, but they're new to town. They don't know anything about where anything is. I can show you all the hot spots, all great places to hang out and meet people.
Right. These heroes, what are they known for? Why are they heroes?
Gorvy is like, oh, they're nothing. They just and yeah. The other guy, the bartender, interrupts him and goes, I heard they drove off 20 or 30 goblins by themselves in the big attack the other day.
Well, that's great, but Gorvy did promise me a free tour. I'll be back. I have to take a leak in the little kobold's room. She'll go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Is there a window in the bathroom?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot to this place. Which, by the way, I will put on the map for you. This is a pretty rundown place. Definitely not a fine establishment. Why I marked this as just tavern instead of hagfish, but
I'm gonna guess it doesn't even get 1 star in the AAA book, right?
yeah, it's not the nicest place. Yeah, and so yeah, you see there's like this dirty kind of streaked window, like almost on a level with the commode. Like you can look out it from the commode.
Is it openable?
Yeah, I mean it's like it's actually like the glass pane, the border around it seems to have not be in very good shape, and it's like half hanging off.
All right. Well, Kivus is gonna make her daring escape, climb out a window.
All right. Yeah, you not a problem. You managed to push it out, and it kind of hits the road below and shatters. And yeah, you climb out. There's so you kind of land on the just like the dock, and you look up and there's a general store in front of you. Looks like off to the right there's sort of a big open square. Yeah, just shops and buildings everywhere you see. What's the plan?
She's just gonna start going inland. Just kind of start running inland.
Okay. So the rest of you, where are you going?
I don't need to eat, but were you guys? If it's dinner time, maybe you guys need to eat.
Reaching the later part of the day, right?
Yeah, it's probably like 5, 6 o'clock.
I could
And
go
we
for
do
some
have, yeah, and we do have that appointment tomorrow at the school. So, or did we already do that?
You did not do
Nope.
that yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's, I guess, head back to the Rusty Dragon.
Okay. So I think I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that. Oh, hang on. Not mean to do that. I think what happens is you are coming down to the Rusty Dragon. Just as Kivisk is kind of wandering through the big open square here. This is where the market is sometimes held during the day, but people are kind of closing up shop right now. And as you are heading for the dragon, the rusty dragon, um, let's see, find that name.
Jerry.
Emil. This is the woman that you all helped during the during the goblin attack. I think
She's the one
Othniel and
that
TikTok.
TikTok and I helped to the temple, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
see her. She's also heading in the direction of the Rusty Dragon, and she's got a baby in one arm, and she's got Aaron kind of. She's got a hold on the back of his shirt. This is the little boy that was with her, also. And it looks like she was headed for the Rusty Dragon. And so, Kiveth, you see as this woman approaches, and why don't I have the three of you give descriptions of your characters again, for Broken's sake, and yeah. So, Othniel, you want to go first?
Okay, 1 second here. When you see Othaniel there, you're gonna. He looks fairly human, but it kind of gives off the impression there might be something a little bit more there. He's about 6'3". He's got emerald green eyes. His hair's kind of a golden brownish. His skin's kind of lightly tanned from being outside of the wandering. He looks kind of young. He's not fully matured by any sense of the imagination yet, but he's slowly but steadily getting there. And he's looking as resplendent as he can in his chainmail armor. And you'll see him carrying a pretty good sized warhammer on his back. Like Mace at his belt, and he's got a book. He's got. If you look close enough, you'll see a crossbow hidden in his equipment pack as well.
Okay. Xerxes.
Xerxes stands at about 7 feet tall, and if in human terms you might say he's a distinguished aged man. He has red scales and looks at you like you should be doing something.
That's a great look. And TikTok.
TikTok hunched over, appears to be about the same height as Zarsit. 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 Ah, tongue tied today. Um, Stone and bronze creature. uh, Hunched over. It's got some turquoise looking veins running through the stone. Um, it has a great big shield and a great big warhammer and no armor other than what it or he or she, not sure, is made of, really. Um, but postures very much like a overgrown child, kind of hunched over.
Okay, and yeah, so Kivisk, you see these three, um, you know, these three interesting figures come walking down the road, and as they do, you see this woman with a human woman with kind of long brown hair rushes up to them, and she is clearly hysterical, and she is just practically incoherently babbling about a goblin and a dead dog, and not really making any sense at all as she sees the three of you and comes up and just starts babbling. Excuse me, babbling.
Kivisk does like the baseball slide into the nearest alleyway. Like she's terrified at these three huge things, Zarxus especially, and she immediately hides. But she is gonna like kind of poke her snout out, and watch the situation. Hope they didn't see her.
Okay, roll a stealth check. Okay. So yeah, you duck behind a cart where some looks like some fruit was being held. Oops, sorry, some fruit was being sold. And it's mostly packed up for the night, but you duck behind there. Yeah. What is the three of you? What is your reaction to this?
What?
To Emil?
I tried. Try to look her in the eyes best I can. Now, hold on, slow down a little bit. Take your time with what you're trying to say. It's all getting all mushed up together like stew over at the Rusty Dragon.
Please,
Slow it down.
please, you have to help me. Allegrest, he. Look, Aaron has been having night terrors, and he's been keeping the baby awake. He keeps saying that there's a goblin, and we didn't think it was anything. We thought he just was scared from the attack the other night, but he came into our room earlier, and he had, and she pulls back the sleeve on the boy's shirt. He's about 3 years old, and you see these nasty looking bites on his arm. And then Allergast went back after the goblin, and I don't know. I don't think he could take a goblin by himself, and I came for help. You guys, please, you must help me, please.
Right. I go down on one knee and talk to the little boy. This is the same one that we saw. He was with her when we took her to the temple, right?
Yep.
Hey, little guy, do you remember me?
He is kind of clutching onto his mama's leg and just kind of nods a little bit.
Okay. Your mama says that looks something happened to your arm. Can I take a look at it? See what might be going on?
He nods again, a little bit slower this time.
Okay. And as he shows me the arm, what do I see?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Well done.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it seems like some kind of bites or scratches. It's, I mean,
Okay.
something clearly, something nasty happened, but it's kind of a mishmash, and it's hard to really
Mhm.
make out any individual marks in the mess.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened? What can you tell me what happened and what did this to you?
There's a goblin in my closet, hiding.
Okay. Just like the ones that were out in the street the other day?
He kind of shakes his head real slowly.
He shakes it yes or no.
Shook his head no.
Okay. It looked different?
Bigger. He's really scary.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I imagine that could be scary. Well, I suppose we need to go do a little hunting and get rid of that thing so he doesn't scare you anymore. You think?
He nods eagerly.
TikTok has a toy wooden sword.
Yes, you
And
do.
she's gonna get the toy wooden sword, and she's going to offer it to Aaron and be like, "Can you show us where this goblin is? If I give you something to help us defeat it."
He looks up at his mom, and she kind of, nods reassuringly, and he takes it with the arm that's not covered in scratches, and kind of whips it around
When
a
he
little bit.
reaches for it, and I've actually got contact with him, I'm going to heal him.
Nice. So, you're casting Cure Wounds?
Probably could use the smaller of the.
Okay, Healing Word.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he's 3 years old. If he has that much more damage than what that can do, then he's probably not alive.
Yeah, make him a party member.
Now you guys have not slept since the fight with the skeletons. That was
Okay,
this morning.
I thought that was a day ago.
I believe that
Let,
was still this day.
let's see.
Because my spells were all refreshed, so unless I didn't use any.
No, it is still that same day.
You may
I
not
don't think
you
we.
may not have needed spells much in that fight.
Yeah. We may have done some short rest, but we haven't done a long rest yet.
You're muted.
No, I had it pushed down on the thing. I was just trying to figure out where my spells were.
Mhm.
Healing word.
You're muted again.
Minimum of 3 hit points. Do I need to do more than that and actually roll?
No, that's fine.
That's good because he just got 6 hit points pumped
Okay.
into him.
Um, Yeah, so he takes the sword and yeah, so what does it look like as you heal him?
I just, softly say my incantation, and as he kind of takes the sword, I make sure that I kind of make contact with him
Hmm.
in doing so, and it just slowly, the wounds kind of disappear and stuff.
Yeah, and so he's like grabbing and swishing around the sword. He hasn't even really noticed it yet. Um yeah, okay. But
I'm gonna basically tell him that I think it might be a magic sword, so it might make him feel better.
nice. Um yeah, and so he kind of stops mid swing and like gets a confused look on his face and then looks down at his other arm and is like, "Mama, the sword healed my arm." And I mean, she's smart enough to kind of get the sense of what's going on, and she
TikTok will give her that kind of as much of a wink as Warforged can kind of do
yeah,
in the
she
process.
and she goes, "Wow, buddy, that must be a really powerful sword." And she kind of looks up at you and mouths, "Thank you."
So let's go find that goblin.
All right, so Kivisk,
Lead the way, young squire.
so Kivisk, you've heard this conversation, and
Yeah,
they
Kivisk
all
is
start to move away.
very. She's so confused. She's gonna trail them because she's just insanely curious why this, red dragonborn, why this huge warforge, and why this weird looking maybe human are all like being nice and like helping people. And so she's gonna trail them and try to figure out like if it's a trick, like if she needs to help the lady, like
Mhm.
what's going on.
That's the
Okay.
first I've been accused of being nice.
It's all part of our evil plan.
Okay, so they lead you back this way. I think, let's see. Um yeah, I guess the logistics don't matter too much, but they lead you back to a small house up in this part of town. Keep holding down shift with one hand or on one keyboard and clicking the mouse on the other computer. Doesn't work very well. Um, so she leads you to a small house, and yeah. So Kivisku just following, right?
Yeah. Do I
So
see any entrances into the house besides the one that like the main entrance?
I think probably not from kind of in being in hiding. You're not seeing anything readily available.
Gotcha. I'll just continue to follow them and kind of wait in an alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of watching the door as they head in?
Okay. So you all head inside, and she leads you um, to Aaron's bedroom. And I think this would be a good place to take our break for the night.
Okay.
So we'll come back in about 5 minutes, and we will deal with this apparent goblin.
As long as it's not a rat.
Maybe, you never know. All right, so we'll come back in about 5 minutes then. All right, we are back. Aw. Mission's got a puppy dog in his lap.
He
Cute.
wanted company.
Aw. He's worried about you fighting this goblin.
It's okay, friend.
Mhm.
I start the game with babies on my lap, and he gets to finish the game with puppies on his lap.
Tonight's Cute Puppy Cam brought to you by Diet Water. When you need all that great water taste with only half the water calories, get the one, the only Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it's sold.
Nice.
Wow, that's impressive.
Man, now I want some diet water.
The official sponsor of all the streams on my channel is Diet Water.
Nice. Okay, so you all arrive in this bedroom. And so Kivas, you've just watched them go into the house, and you I mean, you can't see anything more from that point. Are you gonna just stay out and wait for them to come back out?
Yeah, she's gonna stay, wait for either a noise or them to come back out.
Okay. So you find as you come into this bedroom, you see a man lying like half in, half out of the bedroom. Sorry, half in, half out of the closet in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
The little closet in the back. Lying flat on the floor, on his stomach, and with his arms kind of stretched out above his head into seems to be like a hole in the floor. And he does not appear to be moving at this point.
I ran right up to him to see if he's still alive or not.
Okay. Uh, you grab him and kind of turn him over, and he's dead.
Okay, so healing hands isn't going to do him any good.
Unfortunately not.
Rats. Well, looks like it's
Yeah,
we
it
found
looks
where it came from.
it looks like just the whole flesh of his face and his neck have been gnawed on. It's just a pulpy mess.
Hmm. Oh, that's strange.
Can I do an investigation roll on the wounds to see if they look like something that a goblin would normally do?
On the room?
The wounds
Oh,
of
on
the
the
man.
wounds. Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Or that mother and kid, they're not here, are they?
No, she would have kept them kind of in the front of the house.
Mhm.
An 8. Well, I think that's actually appropriate because as you go to step up to the body to inspect it, you kind of get interrupted as the largest goblin you've ever seen suddenly leaps out of the hole and just this thing is just bloated and seems to be fat and just slobbering, and it's gonna come after you. So let's roll some initiative.
Yeah, at that noise, she would have started running in.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting. Alright, so then you can go ahead and join in the initiative as well. Give us
Okay.
find where to pop it up.
Oh, I forgot to do that. Forgot to wait on that.
I'm trying to roll initiative, but it's not. I don't think it showed up. Did it?
No, you know what? Because I don't have a battle map for this. It's fine. I'll drag
Fine.
you.
I can just roll a dice.
Yeah, you
13
can.
plus 1, that puts me at 14.
Okay. Go. No. Oh, well, Kale's not here.
Well, that shouldn't be a 17. That should be a 9. Let me fix it. I think I know what I did, but accidentally.
Oh, fun. Okay, so the Othniel should have a 9. Yep. Xerxes should be an 11. Kivus is a 12. And TikTok is a 14. Okay, and so the goblin is going to go first. It has this great big cleaver that is going to swing at you, TikTok. And so it gets an 8. So you just grab its hand as it is swinging at you, and it doesn't come anywhere near actually damaging you. And it is your turn now, TikTok.
Well, I'm guessing since I was going in to investigate the guy's body, I probably did not have my warhammer in hand.
Probably not.
So this is probably going to be an unarmed hit,
Okay.
which is fine because I think I'm fairly good at that.
Okay. Yeah, it should be your strength and your proficiency modifier.
Well, I have iron fists because of my warforge, so it's like having a weapon in my hand, anyways. So it's D4 plus 1 would be my attack if I succeed.
Your damage. Okay. Go ahead and roll the attack.
18 plus 3.
Yeah, that's gonna
20.
hit.
Three points of damage.
3 points. Okay. So you grab his arm that is swinging the cleaver, and with the other hand you just pop him just right in the face, and feel his nose break under your fist. Blood, like this thick greenish blood, starts pouring down his face. Kivisk, you are up. So I'm gonna say you're hiding right near the front door. You can get in the house with just your movement. As you do so, I'm assuming you're running in. You said that, right?
Yeah, she'd be running in at this
Yeah.
point.
You see the woman and the two kids are kind of there in the front of the house, kind of in the kitchen area, and they see you burst in and just like cower back in fear.
She ignores them for the time being and tries to focus a firebolt shot at the goblin.
Well, you don't know.
Oh, can I not see it?
No, you're just kind of in the
Okay,
front of
okay.
the house. There's like a hallway in front of you with a couple of rooms
Would I
off
have
of it.
enough? Would I have enough movement to? I mean, did they leave like the door open that they went into?
Yeah, I imagine they would have. Yeah, we'll say. Yeah, you see an open door. You're hearing the sounds of battle anyway. But you're gonna have to dash to get into the room.
Okay. Well, in that case, so the woman and children are hiding in like a corner, right?
Mm-hmm. They're in the kitchen.
Okay. I want to create like what I want to do is I want to cast minor illusion and make like a little kind of curtain, like a 5 foot, and then it like a cubic curtain that goes like 5 feet and then another 5 feet and kind of encapsulates them in the corner so that they are no longer visible.
Interesting. Move larger than a 5-foot cube. Okay. Yeah, I would say they can mostly be hidden behind it. They're of course quite confused by this.
Yeah, as a free action, I'm just going to say, stay hidden. And then I'll use whatever movement I have left to get closer to the door, but I obviously can't make it.
Yeah. Okay. Zarxis, you just heard the front door of the house burst open behind you. As TikTok and the goblin are grappling in front of you.
I'll make quick note of it. I believe it's just some sort of courier. And then I'll...
Some sort of courier? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
Okay.
Telegram.
Guys.
So Zarxis is going to move up and try to take a swing at this goblin that's battling my friend.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll just say it's this. Visk, you're the room. Asniel, you're way back here somewhere. Okay. So what are you attacking with?
My quarterstaff.
Okay. Go ahead and take a swing. An 8 is not gonna do it. You're having a hard time kind of getting around TikTok and making contact.
Well, I'm just very flustered that they would send a courier at this time.
So inconvenient. Okay. Othniel.
All right. Othniel's gonna move over here so we can get a little flanking going on. Then he's gonna, as he's doing there, he reaches back and pulls out the holy hammer of Habakkuk, and he's gonna take a swing.
It's pretty tight quarters. You're not gonna be able to
Pretty
flank at
okay.
this point.
Okay. All right. That's fine, but he's still gonna get out Habakkuk anyway.
Okay.
Will a 14 hit this sucker?
14. Let me double check. 14 does not hit. He's got a little shield that he brings up and manages to deflect it.
Why, you know what you are.
Wow, that was deep. Okay. Goblin is going to he's going to swing his cleaver again at TikTok, and he gets an 11, which is not gonna do it. And he is going to dive back down into the hole. So you can take an attack of opportunity, TikTok.
Yes, I will. Would if I had had a chance to arm myself by now?
Yeah, I would say. Let's see. Drawing a
That's
weapon
bonus
is a free
action.
action. We'll say you could have done that on your turn. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go at him with my warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is going to be a miss.
What'd you get?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, not gonna hit. Yeah, he's just too quick. But it is your turn now.
But if he is out of range,
Yeah, he dived down into this hole.
Would any
how
of the
big is
rest of
this
us
hole?
gotten an opportunity attack?
Oh yeah. Yeah, both of you would have. Because you're all pretty much right there on top of him. So go ahead.
Okay.
A 15 will hit. So he takes another 4 points of damage. But he seems to be he's seems to be beefier than the goblins that you faced before.
How about a 21?
21 will certainly hit. Yeah,
So that'll be 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you catch him in the back of the head, and he kind of flops down into the hole very ungracefully. You're not sure if you knocked him out or if he is still conscious down there.
Okay, how big is the hole again?
Well, you haven't looked down in it yet. But I mean, the shape on the floor is maybe 2 feet across.
I'm trying to figure out if my mass is big enough or too big to actually go down the hole with him.
You might be able to reach an arm in there, but you probably are not going to be able to get in the hole. He just barely kind of scraped through with his big goblin form.
Am I small enough? Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, since it's my turn, I'm going to definitely try to reach in and grab at him.
Okay. Are you looking in first?
Well, yeah, I'll look down the hole to see what I'm grabbing at.
Okay, yeah. So you look in, and it seems to be like a crawl space. He is not. He is has gotten a few feet away from the hole, so he's not within arm's reach at the moment. But he is looking really hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hold my action then, because unless I'm ripping up floorboards to go in this hole to follow him, there's no way I can get down in there. So I will hold my action and step out of the way so that somebody the right size can go in after him.
Okay. Kivisk.
Kiva's gonna continue down the hallway.
Okay.
How far can she get?
Yeah, so you can get into the room. So you come careening into the room and see you see a dead body, and the clockwork machine type person is kind of reaching down into a hole, and the humanish and dragonborn people are both have look like they just swung at something and are getting ready to, I don't know, go after the hole or something.
Kiva sees the body. Kiva screams. Does she have any movement left to like back out of the room?
Yeah, you can get back out of the out of the room.
She skids in and then immediately like scampers out. Oh my god! Oh great, Jacob Eden!
All right. That's all you're doing on your turn?
I guess I'll use the dash action then.
Okay. Are you leaving the house?
No, I'm gonna head over to the woman and the child and be
Okay.
like, they killed a guy! You gotta get out of here, miss!
Okay.
Kavisk is better at comforting people than Xarxis is.
All right, Xarxis. You just swung at this goblin as it was leaving, as it was jumping in the hole, and just as you are getting ready to move toward the hole and go after it or something, you hear this scream behind you as a kobold suddenly burst into the room and then took off running again.
Yeah, it's not really surprising to me. Maybe the fact that they're here, but this goblin fellow, is it visible in the hole at all?
No, it is several feet away in this crawl space under wow, cannot talk. Under the house.
So part of me is like, you know what we could do? We could put some grease down there and burn the whole thing down. But part of me recognizes this is someone's home, and I will elect not to do so.
Just a slight complication there.
I will.
Now, if you wanted to like go and stick your head down in the hole, you'd be able to probably, well, you don't know, but if you did that, you pretty good chance you'd be able to see it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I got an even better idea. Let's do that. Let's stick our head down there.
Okay.
My dragonborn head.
Okay.
And see what we.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a few feet away from the hole, maybe 5 feet away, cowering back in fear.
And Xarxis is going to see it, open his mouth, and breathe out a mighty cone of fire.
Okay. I'm gonna give it disadvantage on its dex save. Well, go ahead and roll the damage on that because it takes half damage on a success, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so it's at least taking 3. That's gonna be enough to kill it anyway. Now the real question is, does the house catch on fire?
Catch on fire.
So
No,
I'll tell you what, Zarxus, roll me just a flat d20. This is oh dear. This is something that I like to do in my games is rather than, try to deeply think about like the architecture of the house and exactly what, what magical fire might do. I'll just say roll a flat d20 and see how your luck is. And your luck is not very good. Yeah, I think that the floorboards of the house catch fire. Not only in the room that you're in, but the back of the house starts to catch fire like a good 10 feet away from you. However, the goblin is dead.
and that's what
Since I
matters.
held my action, can I yell out for we need buckets of water now, please? And go look for something to put out fires?
I got
Uh,
grease.
No, I do not think that's going to be a good idea, Xerxes. I think
Um,
you've done enough damage already.
So
Hivisk smells the fire. Miss, you gotta get out of here. They're burning it down. They killed the guy. Now they're hiding the evidence. Miss, you gotta go.
what is happening? Oh, jeez.
All right. Are we out of initiative at this point?
I think that we should stay in initiative while the house
Okay.
is burning.
Okay.
So okay, but Tic Tac, you do get a chance to yell for a bucket of water. I feel like they wouldn't have necessarily running water, but they probably would
Right.
have
A rain barrel?
yeah, they'd have like a rain barrel outside or something with a container that they would bring water into the house from the water barrel. So I'd say you can start to run out that way.
I definitely would start to move that way.
Okay.
Yeah. First
So
thing I would do is run towards the family to get them out of there.
Yeah, okay. So, TikTok and Othniel, you both go running out and you see where you left Emil and the kids in the kitchen. There seems to be some kind of a curtain there. Roll an investigation check, both of you. This doesn't take your action. This is just to resolve.
Straight 18.
18. Okay. Othniel, this weird curtain is just floating there. You can kind of see the bottom of Emil's feet sticking out from under it because it's not a huge curtain. TikTok, you know this is an illusion. But Othniel, it's your action, and you see this kobold standing there yelling through the curtain.
Well, Critter, I don't know what you're doing here, but help me get these people out of here. This place we got to get them to safety. And I just run. I act as if I'm trying to like pull the curtains away or something like that, trying to get to them.
Yeah, and your hand just goes right through it.
Oh, great. Another one of these foolish things. And I grab the kid in one arm. I put my arm around the lady holding her child, and I start leading them, try to rush them out as quick as I can.
Okay. So TikTok. Now it's back to your turn.
I was gonna say I'm like completely just monotone about it. Where is the closest water? We need to put out this fire.
Yeah.
And while you're here, little creature, why don't you help with the fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emil's eyes are just huge, and she's pointing outside, rain barrel.
I will go out and actually, if I can got enough movement to go out to the rain barrel at this point,
Mm-hmm.
my encumbrance is that of a large creature. I
Mm-hmm.
should be able to pick up the whole dang rain barrel and bring it
Oh yeah,
in.
yeah. You grab the
Open
whole
it,
rain
open it!
barrel. Now, part of what's burning though, is like the back of the house that you don't have access to from the bedroom. So you're gonna have to. But part of it is also the floor of the bedroom. So you like, you can't pour on both areas of the fire at once, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Which would be the bigger of the fire?
It's about the same at this point. It's just kind of getting started.
Welcome to Dragonfire.
Do I see a bucket anywhere nearby?
Yeah, there's a small it's like a pewter bowl that is sitting on top of the rain barrel. Um, just like think of like a popcorn bowl, that kind of size.
Okay. I guess I would have to. I got to divide the water up somehow. Um, I fill the bowl up and hand it to the kobold.
Okay.
I can do better. Just bring the whole barrel.
Okay. I do what the kobold says.
Okay, so you're not filling up the bowl then.
No, I'll pick up the barrel
Okay.
and go wherever the kobold tells me to go.
All right. So you
I'm not a
head-
firefighter, man. I don't know
no,
this
that's
stuff.
fine. So you grab the barrel and start hauling it back down the hallway. Kivisk, it's your turn. Kivisk. With the
Yes.
emphasis correct.
How close is she with the barrel to the water? Or with the barrel to the fire?
She just got into the room. So she's pretty close to the let's say 10 feet.
Okay. Is the barrel open?
Yeah, we'll say she opened it like she was about to dip the or sorry. They opened it, right? We decided on they pronouns for TikTok.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever we're feeling.
TikTok started to was about to dip the bowl in the water. And so yeah, the top is open.
Cool. So I'm gonna follow her into the room and then cast shape water, and just the water's just gonna, like, probably half of it, it's just gonna come rushing out and splatter all over the bedroom fire.
Okay. So shape water.
And that'll be instantaneously moving it, which is one of the things I can do.
Yes. Up to 5 feet in any direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just dousing the part that's in the bedroom then. Okay. So yeah, you're able to get out some of that fire, but it's clear that the back, it's started to spread to the back of the house.
Well, that's my turn for now.
Okay. Xarxis, you are up.
I withdraw my pipe and take a light. Not really concerned about the fire, and I'll stroll outside and supervise the others.
Okay. They've run back into the bedroom by this time. So, but you're going back out front?
Yeah, just to get some fresh air,
Okay. Okay. So by this time, Emil and the kids are out front, and she's just holding them and just staring at her house and weeping openly.
We got the goblin.
Thank you. Othniel, it is your turn.
Okay. All right. Once I get them outside safe, while I'm helping them out there, I'm seeing TikTok and this funny looking little koboldish kind of thing running around with the water barrel, right?
Yep.
All right. So I see them going there. I'm going to head to the back of the house where the rest of the fire is so I can see how bad it is.
Okay. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of smoke pouring out from the kind of the bottom of the house. It looks like there's like a crawl space area under, and there's a lot of smoke coming out from under there, and it's starting to lick up the back of the house.
All right. Where I see the flames going, I know it's going to be like spitting in the ocean, but I grab my skin or flask or whatever you call it these days of water that I keep, my water skin,
Yep.
and I just try to open the top and try to spray as much of that water as I can on the flames that are going up the side of the building, at least hoping to buy some time for when the water barrel comes out here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can start to do that. TikTok.
And as I'm doing that, I'm shouting fire as loud as I can to get the attention of everyone else in the community so they can come with the bucket brigade.
Okay, got it.
I guess we're gonna start headed out to the back to where the next part of the fire is. So I'll use as much movement as it takes to go that direction now.
Okay, so you've just seen water splash into the room there, and you can get back out of the house, and that's about it. You're kind of still around the front of the house area. Are you? Did you wanna dash
what?
to get to the back?
The barrel's half full, so yeah, I will dash to get back there at least. I mean, we won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to do anything more, but
Okay.
I can at least get back.
All right.
Kivis gets left behind.
Okay, but it is your turn, Kivis.
Has the fire formed like any holes so that I could see out to the back?
Well, you could, yeah, with the smoke that's forming, it's hard to really see much of anything right now.
All right, then she's just gonna chase after TikTok. Wait!
Okay. All right. So you're dashing to catch up.
She's
Okay.
dashing too, so I don't have any action left to use shape water this time.
All right, Zarxus, you've seen everyone just go running around past you with the water barrel around to the back of the house.
I suppose I can stroll around back to see how well they're doing there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, 30 feet, you can get back there and you see Othniel desperately with his water skin trying to get some of the fire out. And it looks like TikTok has just gotten there with the barrel and they're getting ready to pour it or do something with it.
I'm going to try something. When they pour that water, I would like to cast a spell on that water before it hits the ground.
Okay, so you're holding an action?
Yes.
Okay. Othniel, it is back to you.
All right. So, have I expended everything in my skin at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, and it didn't do a whole lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it helped a little
I
bit
do.
maybe, but
All right. At this point, I figure I can probably see TikTok
mm,
and whoever this is that's tagging along.
mhm.
All right, and I can well, since I don't have anything else I can really do, for lack of anything better, I'm gonna grab my bedroll and kind of use it like a blanket. You know, when they try to beat the fire up by trying to
Okay.
squinch it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm just
Um
reaching for any tool that I've got to try to slow this down.
okay. Um yeah, I think that you maybe actually make more progress with the bedroll just in whacking at it. I mean, it's still, it's not going to put out the fire, but
Right.
it's helping. All right, TikTok.
I'm gonna move the barrel as close to the fire as I can get it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna hold my action because I saw what the cold bolt could do. I'm gonna let her do her thing.
Okay. All right. So Zarxus, you see TikTok kind of prep the barrel and get it ready, but do you want to fire off your action now, or you want to wait still?
I'm gonna wait. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna build off Gavisk.
Okay. So TikTok's got the barrel in place. Kivisk, it's your turn. Kivisk.
Kibis finishes running up and just like immediately holds her hands out and just whooshes all the water out of the barrel at the fire,
Okay.
trying to like evenly spread it as much as possible.
Okay. And Zarxus, what are you doing?
I'm casting a spell, Ice Knife, on the water in the hopes of like freezing it or causing it to kind of spread and like magnify a little.
Ice knife. Interesting. Let me refresh my memory. So, you create a shard of ice and fling it at one creature within range. Make a ranged attack. On a hit, the shard explodes, whether it hits or not. Okay. Interesting. And so,
What AC does a fire have? Or are you just aiming for the house?
yeah,
I'm going
so,
for the or explode part.
right, so,
Yeah.
okay. Alright. Um, you know what, Zark, just roll me another d20. Let's see
Oh, boy,
how well this all works together.
it got worse.
Ooh.
17. All right. So, um TikTok holds the barrel up. The water comes flying out of it under the influence of Kivisk's spell, and just as it starts to splash on the water, Zarxus produces a like an icicle basically out of thin air, chucks it at the house. It hits the side of the house and explodes um, at the exact moment that the water is hitting in the same spot, and the water also just explodes all over the side of the house. Parts of it kind of start to freeze, but then like immediately melt. Steam just goes billowing out of it for a minute, for a few seconds. None of you can see, yeah, just like that. For a few seconds, none of you can see uh any of what's going on. um and uh Zarxus, it's your turn again. Right now, there's just steam and smoke everywhere. You can't see anything.
It reminds me of the the subterranean hot springs that we would go to after a hard day of work. It kind of cleans the scales. It's pretty nice. So I'm just kind of enjoying it.
Okay.
I feel pretty accomplished, honestly.
Okay. Dale, what are you doing?
All right. I
This is
see all
ridiculous.
this. I see all this water and ice flying all over the place, and I just kind of step back to make sure I don't get caught in any collateral damage from the ice shards flying around. And I want to look to see, is this doing anything to the fire or not?
Make a perception check. Yeah,
Well, there's a lot of steam.
Yeah, your eyes are stinging from the smoke and the steam. You can't tell anything. TikTok.
Guess I'm gonna have to do a perception check to see if the fire's out.
So I think at this point, I think at this point we can just kind of drop out of initiative. After a few seconds, the steam and the smoke disperse, and you all can see back of the house looks like it's not in the greatest of shape. It's still structurally sound. You gotta put out pretty quick, but there's just a fair amount of charred wood there. But the fire itself does appear to be out.
Kivis,
Okay.
as soon as like the fire is out, is just gonna like quickly scurry up on TikTok's shoulder and draw her dagger and point it threateningly at Zarxus. You killed a man. You started that fire. You red devil dragonborn.
Can I reach up and like?
Wait. Are we rolling initiative again?
I think we might
Not
be.
yet. Not yet. She's just threatening him for now.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna kind of reach up and pat the kobold and be
Okay.
like, no, we didn't kill the man. He was there. The goblin that's dead underneath the house killed the kobold. Might not be
Killed them.
much left, or of it, little kobold, but it's okay.
It's okay, TikTok. And Zarxus steps forward. I think it's just here to deliver a message. And he just sticks out a hand. Where is it?
She bares her teeth at this dragonborn, and then looks back at TikTok like really confused, and looks at Onithiel. You're working with one of them?
Actually, we're kind of a team together, little one.
This
We
is
were
highly
we
irregular.
we came to help out the lady of the house because of something that attacked her little boy, and it turned out it was that big ugly goblin. That if you look underneath the house, you'll probably see whatever is left post charred remains of him down there.
She
Unfortunately, the man of the house was already killed by that son of a fiend.
Actually, she might be just the size to make sure that there's not a tunnel underneath the house.
We often
That's
employ
true.
them for such things. They're great for those tasks. Go on, hatchling. Scurry.
she's very angry at this red dragonborn at this point, and she's like looking like between like all these people, like really confused. And then she like kind of like comes up like with the realization, like she has a moment. She's like, "Oh, of course you're not you don't have skills, you don't know." And she kind of points to Zarxus matter of factly. Red dragonborn, all red dragons, all types are evil. He is evil.
Well, he sometimes doesn't think before he breathes, but I haven't detected anything evil on him yet.
It's a common misconception.
She looks to a TikTok like for backup, like.
So, Xarxes, you would know that it. I mean, the kobold is right. Typically, red dragons and dragonborn would be evil.
But they may not know that.
Right. I'm just making sure you know what you're saying.
And anytime that I've done divine sense, he's not. Or actually, I don't. That divine sense wouldn't do anything for that. Never mind. Never mind.
She's really
he sometimes
confused.
speaks out of turn or without thinking, and sometimes he does things without fully thinking about consequences. But he has never shown a true evil that I've seen.
About the only evil thing he's done so far, can't say anybody's name right.
Well, I think Visk will understand that. You people have such strange names on the tongue.
She kind of, she puts her dagger away and she's like, I'm not sure if this is some sort of trick, but if two big people seem to trust this red dragonborn, I'll go check for tunnels. And she hops off of TikTok's shoulder, seems very conflicted, and heads back into the house looking for the bedroom.
TikTok will follow because not wanting if there's anything else under there. Our new little friend to be alone.
Okay.
I'll follow. They might need more help.
Is there any way to get to this crawl space outside the house that we can see?
No, not you might be able to pry away some of the charred wood, but it's still like smoking.
Okay. All
but
right.
there's not like an outside access to it. Okay. So you head in.
So
Kivas
I'm gonna follow
and-
them as well.
Okay. So you all head in. Xarxes, were you going into?
Yeah, they might need more of my brand of help.
And I think by this time some more of the town folk are starting to arrive, and kind of they're trying to comfort Emil, and she's kind of trying to explain what happened, but they're kind of at a loss. But you're all just heading into the house. Okay. So yeah, it appears that the crawl space under the house is not so much really for something that they would have built specifically for use. It's more like there's a gap under the house, and it seems like the goblin was just looking for a place to hide and pried up some loose floorboards in the closet, and but you do Kivas, you do see the charred remains of this goblin.
I'm gonna head in there with the charred remains, kind of looking for trinkets or coins or anything.
Typical.
Okay, make an investigation check. You have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that you you find on this goblin, you find about 3 copper pieces and 6 silver. And what looks to be just like what else would he have? Just like a balled up piece of material in his in a pocket on his little rotten shorts.
She'll first take the coins. That's 3 silver and 2 copper pieces.
Three copper and 6 silver.
Oh, I got some money. Okay. And then she'll take that wadded up material and unwad it.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems to be like a rag that he had in his pocket.
This is mine now. And then she exits the
Okay.
crawl space.
Probably his snot rag.
Okay.
Yeah, so she
come
exits.
back
She
up out of the hole.
looks towards the others. No tunnels. Just dead goblin.
There's
Oh,
a relief.
I'm Kivisk, by the way.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Othniel.
Oh god, the dragonborn was right.
I am TikTok. And I'm going to proceed to go outside the house into the back and start mending where it was burnt.
Okay.
Use my cantrip.
That's quite considerate.
I'll take however long it takes to fix what was damaged.
Okay. I mean, there's still going to be a charred mark. Mending can only do so much, but you're able to repair some of the wood that burned away and make it a little bit more presentable. You're able to fix it up somewhat.
Othniel goes to the body of Augustus, the slain gentleman. Rolls him, or whatever his name was.
It
How you say it?
is where is it? Oh, I don't have it. Oh, Allergast.
Allegast. Okay. Well, I go to his body. I roll him over on his back. I put his arms across his chest and make sure his eyes are closed. Then I pray to Ialmedi over his body.
Okay.
Then I'll slowly go out to talk to Annie, tell Aniel what we found. Now that all of the hustle and bustle is done.
Okay. Yeah, and so think that you all are able to you tell her what happened, and the town folk are are trying to console her. Sheriff Hemlock is summoned, and he comes, and he thanks you all for your help once again, and he arranges
Not
for
a word, Zarxis. Not a word to the sheriff.
and he arranges for them all to be able to stay at the cathedral for a few days until Emil's sister is able to come and help out.
Before they go, I give her 10 gold pieces to help with any further repairs the house might need,
Okay. All right.
and tell her use this to help fix anything else on the house or however you see fit, ma'am.
Um,
I'm sorry about and I am truly sorry about your husband.
okay. I think at this point, she just kind of flings her arms around your neck and is just like sobbing on your shoulder.
I just I return the brace as platonically as possible and just let her get the sobs out.
Okay.
Unlike an embrace that I was in earlier in the day, all right?
So things seem to be winding down at the house here. Where would the three of you be going, and Kivitz, what would you be doing at the end of all this?
She'd kind of, after analyzing the morals of the party, she decides that, you know, she doesn't want to be alone if the half-orc or his friends find her, and that she really does need a pack after she was just recently, a polite way to say it is let go from her ship. So she would ask to stay with the group, fit into any more goblin crawl spaces you guys needed her to.
We'll have a long talk in Draconic.
Oh, and Xarxis, you would know that her Kivus just means toothy fish in Draconic. It's a very literal name.
Toothy fish. Nice.
TikTok would. I don't know. I'm just excited because TikTok's now got a cobalt for her shoulder.
Shoulder mounted kobold.
Come on along, Kivisk. We're heading towards the Rusty Dragon if you want to come join us.
There's a
Oh,
dragon here?
Day. That's
Just
just
an
the
offensive
name of
name.
the tavern.
It's
Oh,
quite
it's
insensitive.
He's a little disappointed.
It's just the
They
name of
take
the tavern.
care of us pretty
but
well there.
There is a rusty metallic dragon on top of the building, though.
What?
It's just a statue.
Stop it! Stop playing with my feelings!
Sorry, I'm not trying to.
It's quite profane, really.
So, they show you what they're talking about. There's a tavern, actually not too far from where you all are in town, and sure enough, sitting on top of the roof of this is an iron statue of a dragon. It's rather rusted and not in the best of condition.
If only it was alive like you weird mechanical thing. And she taps TikTok.
I'm not quite sure exactly what I am either, so it's okay.
So you all get some dinner and head to bed for the evening. Kivisk, would you bunk with one of them for the night?
Yeah, she'd want to stick near TikTok. She still doesn't trust Xarxis.
Yeah.
Like she's sure he's not going to attack them in front of the others, but she's still kind of wary of them.
Okay.
How do you feel about Tabaxian?
Tabaxi? What are those? The cats? The ones that
Yeah.
tell stories in the bars?
Well, yeah, we have one in our group. He just is off tormenting the townsfolk, I'm sure.
Well, you know what they say about Tabaxi and carelessness.
What?
Yeah.
She doesn't finish.
But you can bunk in the room that we have. I don't need to lay down and sleep.
No one's going to eat you.
That's one of those
She's
things where, like,
nervous.
you wouldn't have thought of it, but just somebody feeling like they needed to say it is creepier than.
Don't eat me. I'm very salty. I'm a purely of salmon. Not appetizing.
I wouldn't. I just know
That's right, you
sometimes that's
won't.
a concern.
She stays very close to TikTok.
I don't eat, so I think you're safe with me.
Exactly.
All right.
Don't worry, Cobalt isn't anywhere near being in my diet.
So I do think that Zarxus and Kivisk, you should have a long conversation, and maybe next time we can get into what the two of you discuss and how that goes down. But maybe decide not to do that tonight because it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked pretty hard, saving people everywhere.
Burning houses down.
It's
When
collateral
we get
damage.
back to the tavern, I would probably have the barkeep give the kobold my portion of whatever they were going to feed.
Okay. So you get a good meal. You head to bed for the night. And Othniel.
And we also have just the one room, right?
No,
I don't
we had separate
remember.
rooms.
Or do we have our own rooms now? I can't remember.
We had separate rooms.
You had at
Yeah.
least 2
All right.
rooms.
Okay.
I think I was bunked up with the cat and me, and then you two were in a room together.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I just was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So you go to bed for the night. Othniel,
Mm-hmm.
you're kneeling in prayer in the temple where you once trained. Above you on the wall, you see a beautiful painting of Iomede herself, depicted as usual as a woman in full plate armor, carrying a sword and a brightly shining shield. As you're praying fervently, the light surrounding Iomede's shield in the painting seems to actually begin to shed light into the room where you are. As you look up, shadows seem to flee in terror from the painting as the light increases. It gets brighter and brighter until you can't hardly see for the the brightness of it. What do you do?
Let's see. Well, what Othniel would do, recognizing that he's either having some sort of vision or visitation, he turns towards he gets into as worshipful, prayerful pose as he possibly can, making sure he's facing towards the light and looking up to it.
Okay. As you do so, the light suddenly dissipates. You're kind of blinking your eyes, and the room seems like it's actually darker than it was, before the light. But you realize that it's just your eyes adjusting to it as you kind of wipe them and look up. suddenly you see the plate mail clad figure from the painting is standing before you, towering over you, 12, 15, 20 feet tall, just standing over you, looking down
I
at you.
immediately go prostate to the ground in front of it. In front
Gonna
of her.
bury your head in your arms down on the ground. And
All the way down, yeah.
You hear a voice in your head. It's a soft voice, but it somehow fills your head in a way that you can hardly even bear hearing it. And she says, "Take Habakkuk and strike down my enemy." And she points with her arm. As you look to where she's pointing, suddenly you're no longer in the temple. You're no longer kneeling. You're standing on a hillside, overlooking Sandpoint. And as you look out over the town, from the far side of it, you see a dark shape rising up, towering over Sandpoint with its shadow falling over it. There are no discernible features in this darkness, but the one thing that you can clearly see right in the center of its mass is a glowing symbol. The symbol looks hauntingly familiar. You can't put a finger on where you know it from. You lift your hammer ready to charge into battle, and suddenly you wake up. You're there in the Rusty Dragon. It is morning, and I will show you the symbol that you saw. Looks like this. And that is where we're going to end for the night.
Dun dun dun.
Interesting.
Wow. That was cool.
Yeah, fun times. That was wow. That was insane. Everybody, go ahead and mark a point of inspiration on your sheets because that was amazing. You were all great. You all were playing very much to your characters. It was perfect. Good stuff.
We made a difference today.
Yeah, we left an imprint.
We definitely left our mark, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, can you imagine what would have happened if we would have let that damn sheriff do this?
Yeah, he
Whole
might have
family would
done
be
something
dead.
a little bit different, like breathe water.
Well, I can't breathe water. That's a fish.
Ridiculous idea. Oh man.
I'm not sure if I marked inspiration right on the D&D Beyond character. It's just a box that I now is highlighted.
Yeah, that's what you click.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for playing. I suddenly lose my voice now that the game is over. Sorry, we went a little bit long, but
That's okay.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
It was worth it.
that was crazy. Fun times. So thanks to anyone who's been watching the stream. Don't forget to tune back in on Sunday night at time do we play on Sundays? 7 Eastern. And that's for our Superia campaign. And then rejoin us again next week for more Rise of the Runelords. Thanks for watching, everyone.